Final topic, my Malkins moments. I have some great Malkins moments. So the first Malkins moment I want to talk about is always at the start of the fall sports season, very end of summer, beginning of fall, as we usher in the new athletics calendar year. The Little League World Series always takes place. It's an incredible, incredible tournament. And this year, Hawaii captured the state's fourth Little League World Series title, the second for Honolulu, specifically for the island there. And this was, I've seen a lot of dominant Little League World Series titles before. This was one of the most dominant runs that I've ever seen at the Little League World Series. Hawaii not only defeated Curacao 13-3 in 4 innings, because again, if you are up by 10 runs or more with 4 innings remaining in a baseball game, it's an automatic victory. So Hawaii didn't even have to play the full game. That's first of all. But on top of that, in 6 games this tournament, the closest margin was 4 runs. And they outscored their opponents throughout the entirety of the tournament 60-5 did Hawaii. And I love how they celebrated. They went cardboard sliding in the back of that hill at the stadium, at Lamad Stadium. And again, for Hawaii, it's the 4th all-time Little League World Series title, which, by the way, puts them in a tie for the second most of any state. And again, the second championship for Honolulu, which they also won in 2018. But what I've always appreciated about the Little League World Series, and I think that it's been the biggest blessing for the MLB, is it's the most authentic advertising for the MLB that they've ever had. And it totally wasn't even by their design. I think the biggest issue in Major League Baseball right now is that the sport hasn't managed to appeal to the younger generation. For whatever reason, the players, maybe it's their personalities, maybe it's the fact that the MLB just doesn't showcase them enough, doesn't advertise them enough. But the youth have a difficult time gravitating towards baseball. But the one event every year that I think does them wonders and is the most beneficial form of advertising for the MLB is the Little League World Series, because it's so compelling to see these individuals as stories. It's heartwarming to see them compete. Some of them are fantastic players. You're talking about 11, 12, 13-year-old kids and pitchers that are throwing the ball 70-plus miles an hour. They're on national television. They're being interviewed. It's just amazing, and it's touching to see these kids perform, to see the genuine joy and elation, and even the moments of sadness in defeat. It's just incredible stories that you get to chronicle, that you get to track, and I'm always so moved by the end of the tournament, because you feel so invested in these states, and it highlights different states. It showcases them more prominently, which is great to see a little bit of diversity in that respect. And again, for a state like Hawaii that doesn't get much attention in the United States and in the United States athletics sphere, it's nice to see them be able to win. And it was a fun tournament to watch. And congratulations to their Little League World Series team, and for capturing their 4th Little League World Series state title. That's my first Malkins moment. Had to start there. Second Malkins moment, a Mickey Mantle trading card. So Mickey Mantle's 1952 Topps trading card sold for $12.6 million over the weekend. It shattered a previous record of $7.25 million belonging to Honus Wagner. It was a T206 Honus Wagner record card. It shatters that record for the highest trading card, the most expensive trading card ever. The card was graded a 9.5 SGC grade. That's the highest grade for any trading card as far as the purity of the card, the authenticity. how it's been well kept over the last, well, 1952. So 70 going on 71 years. It's a world record price for any sports item. It's a world record price. I'll repeat that, for any sports item. And Mickey Mantle obviously was one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And the fact that it dethroned Honus Wagner's card by over $5 million, doesn't matter if it was at an auction. It's incredible. And so shout out to just him and that trading card going for that price. Finally, have to give a shout out to Rory McIlroy on my Malkin's Moments. He won the FedEx Cup Tour Championship. It was his third FedEx Cup championship. He not only earned the bag with $18 million, which is the largest ever purse for a champion at the FedEx Cup, but he actually erased a 6-stroke deficit 54 holes into the tournament to win. So after 3 rounds going into the final day, he was down 6 strokes and still managed to overcome all of it and win. Again, his third FedEx Cup championship, 2016, 2019, and now 2022. And his 6-shot final round comeback to win is actually the largest comeback in the FedEx Cup Tour Championship history. So now he's got 12 PGA Tour wins for his career, when specifically in this situation, when he's trailing, entering the final round, which is 4 more than any other player since 2010. So shout out to Rory McIlroy. By the way, this isn't a Malkin's moment, but just want to extend my thoughts and prayers to Brian Robinson, the rookie running back for the Washington Commanders. He was shot yesterday as a victim in an attempted robbery, and he was immediately sent to the hospital, and he's being treated at the moment. Ron Rivera, the head coach for the Washington Commanders, tweeted out that he's in stable condition, but I'm relieved to hear. I was relieved to hear that he was in stable condition, and for that to have happened to him is just not only shell shocking, but it's devastating to see those types of players and just athletes being kind of brought into that unintentionally. And I hate that for him. I'm glad that he's feeling okay. I hope he continues to have a speedy and healthy recovery, but just want to extend my thoughts and prayers out to Brian Robinson and hope that he's doing okay. That's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe, J-O, with Jonah Malkin on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Jonah_Malkin or at Morning_Joe_, JMalk97 on Instagram, and Jonah Malkin on TikTok. Thanks so much, and as always, have a lovely rest of your morning.